Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
Okay, so you can text us. It's 402-403-9478 or on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. It's Pat and JT. Hopefully you know that one. I say it every single... I've said it 785 times now. How many episodes do we have?
Something like that.
A lot.
Yes, it's something like that. But anyway, always fun when we have guests on, though, too. And love when Pat Stibbs comes by.
I'm sorry. You guys are who again?
Right? That's okay.
Jack and Fred.
Yeah. Todd and Tyler. I don't know. Steven
Are you rocking?
Steven Gina.
Are you rocking in the morning? I love you.
Who are the Flakes? Rhino and...
Yeah, Rhino and Steve Lundy and
Steve
Cat
the
and
Breakfast
Tony.
Flakes.
Lundy, yeah.
Tony.
Yeah, there we go.
We're going way back.
Oh, my God.
The way back
Speaking
machine.
of which, that's appropriate, isn't it?
It is. It is. Just when you thought it was safe to get away from the drive-in movie theater.
Yeah. Right?
I'll let you do the honors.
Well, actually, no. You brought friends to us.
Okay.
So you go right ahead.
Well, I have to introduce. You guys have maybe heard some rumors over the last couple of years and lately about this new drive-in movie theater that's, a legitimate drive-in movie theater, not just some pop-up tent in a park somewhere.
Right.
And it's actually finally happening this week. It's the Quasar Drive-In Movie Theater, and we have Jeff and Jen Carls, the owners of the Quasar Drive-In right here.
I saw some pictures on Facebook of your drive-in, and it does. I heard you guys talking about this earlier, just in the front. It looks fake. It looks like it's Photoshopped. like it's like an artist rendering, but that's actual pictures of this thing.
She accused me of that the first night that I got a picture on screen and I ran the old, dancing hot dog intermission loop. I took a picture of it from just the left field line and texted it to her, and she says, "That's fake. You photoshopped it."
Really?
So I had to shoot a video and text that to her. I said, "No, really, look,
It's for real.
It's for real."
It's so cool looking.
Where is this? Where are we going?
We're between Bennington and Fremont, out on Highway 36,
Awesome.
So just off the 275 expressway. That
You know what I
Dodge
love
turns
about that
into.
too is you're out of the city,
Yes.
so it's darker.
It's country
Right?
Yep.
Yes.
Country dark.
Yes.
So
that's
we're
awesome.
We're just far enough away to kind of get away from a lot of the light pollution, and we're everywhere that we've timed it from here in town. It's no more than about a half hour from just about anywhere in the metro. So
That's great.
From my house, 23 minutes. I timed it.
Oh my
I
God.
drove
That's,
from.
Well,
so
that's
it's
pertinent
really.
information.
Hey, and
So we're all
next
going
time
to
you're
drive to
there.
Stibbs' house, and
By
then
the
we'll
way,
head out there.
next time you're over, turn out the lights when you leave, will you, please?
I was just going to ask if you
Born
could
in a
move a
barn.
little farther away.
Really, that's too close.
A little too close.
23. That's all.
So it has been.
But-
Somebody asked me how long has it been since the area has had a drive-in movie theater.
Yeah.
So at one time, if you're from Omaha, you realize there were probably about 7 or 8 of them,
Yeah.
including one in Council Bluffs. The Council Bluffs Drive-In was the last drive-in movie theater to be around before it closed, I believe, in 2006.
Yep,
Wow.
that's correct.
So it has been 15
Yeah.
frickin' years since this area has had a drive-in. Is that right? 50, my math
Yeah,
right?
you did good.
Thank you. I'm in radio, so I don't know how to add.
No math.
So it's so exciting. The Quasar Drive-In Movie Theater. And by the way, I love the name, too. The Quasar. Who came up with the name?
I don't really honestly remember.
It's kind of a funny. We've always referred to that four-pointed curved star as a quasar star. And
Okay.
I'm a graphic artist designer by trade. So back when I would do artwork for Jenny for whatever, or I would do a T-shirt design that had a mid-century or 50s flair, that quasar star is something that kind of always pops up as a little added feature or a pattern somewhere to repeat.
When I see that, I think bowling alley.
Right.
Yeah,
Totally.
it's totally 50s.
Boomerangs and
Totally
boomerangs,
50s.
bowling alleys.
Well, if you're old enough to remember the Quasar, was it television?
Quasar
The
television.
name was it?
I remember the name.
quality goes in before the name goes on. Wasn't that
Yeah,
the
sure.
Quasar? Quasar. Yeah. So anyway, that's the first thing I thought of.
That's what I was thought. I thought you were talking about too.
Quasar TV, Quasar. I mean, just looking at this, looking at the colors and the star itself, it's perfect.
And the red, green, and blue, any picture that you put, that's projected is
Yeah.
built from those 3 colors. So it's it kind of nods back to the color, color model that the picture is built from. We also, the way that we're designed to be a twin theater. So we have our first screen up and the first car field built. The concession and projection building is actually in the center of our property. So we can project both ways off of both sides of the building.
Beautiful.
If you go and Google Quasar, it's an intense beam of light emitted from material that can't be absorbed by a black hole. So it shoots a beam of light off in 180 degrees apart in
Wow.
opposite directions.
Wow, that's
so,
cool.
And
So we're getting like a science lesson here, too.
Right.
Yeah,
I thought it
it's,
was
you
just
know,
named after a stupid TV. Like, this is crazy.
So much more
thought went into it.
So much more.
Well, it's also the, kind of the bright light from a black hole. So the white light in the darkness, which is a movie theater screen. You know, we are the white light in the darkness.
Yes.
And it kind of also became a metaphor for this journey for us, just trying to find some light in darkness, because this has been, we're going on 7 years.
I was going to
of
say,
this journey.
take us
So-
back. What started this?
Well, I'm going to probably abbreviate the story a little bit more than Jeff would. But we had a family car that his father had built when he was young, and his father also passed away when he was young. And the car was sold, went down the line. It just, and we got so fortunate to his stepdad found it. Why don't you jump in a little bit more with that?
It was a 46 Ford that I kind of grew up in, and actually it was the first vehicle I had been to the drive-in in. When I was a little kid, we went to Skyview, and I saw it was Cannonball Run 2. It was not a great movie, but it was a drive-in movie.
Yep.
So this 46 Ford delivery ended up, we sold it to a guy in California, but somehow it resurfaced in West Virginia almost 30 years later.
Wow.
So as things worked out and contacts were made, we stayed in contact with this owner. We actually went to buy it and pick it up on our honeymoon. So she's a trooper because she made honeymoon plans in Pennsylvania. So we went to the Poconos to an old 60s resort, kind of a cheesy.
Cool.
It was almost like,
Dirty Dancing.
Kellerman's. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Dirty Dancing is what it's fun.
So it was great. We did archery and we rode. It was great. So
But nobody
we spent a
paints
week-
Jenny in a corner.
That's
Just so
right.
you know.
Nobody paints Jenny in a corner.
Nobody.
So we got finished there, and we came back to Pittsburgh, which is close to where the gentleman lived that had the vehicle. We dropped our rental car off. We spent the day with them learning. I learned about the where things were at. I hadn't seen this thing. Been around it, driven it, ridden in it. I'd never driven it, but since I was like 6 years old. So I spent the day with Sal. She spent the day with Carol, learning about what they'd done with it and where it'd been over the years. They owned it. And we hopped in it. It was late. Like, let's just get a hotel here in Weirton. Let's see what's around. And we found that the Pittsburgh still had a drive-in theater, the dependable drive-in out by the airport. So we went out there and met the owners, and they were, it was a labor of love. You could see that they put a lot of care and attention into the place. There's a lot of upkeep with a place like that. I believe there are 4 screens. Don't remember what the movies were that we watched. The Ben Affleck space movie.
Anyway, I don't think we.
It was our honeymoon. We were at the drive-in for crying out loud.
Right?
In other words, you didn't watch the movie, is what you're trying
you
to
don't
say.
always watch the movie.
Yeah.
So, but we started talking about that, and it's, how cool would that be to be them when we're retired? So we started, this is an overnight success, 7 years in the making. We wanted to spend our retirement at a drive-in. We didn't realize we'd spend our retirement on a drive-in as well, but that's sort of how this has worked out. And that's, we've started in earnest and, looking for land and things in 15.
What was your biggest struggle? I mean, looking for land, design.
It
backers,
seems like it's all
just
been a struggle.
Everything's been a struggle.
Yeah.
The big hurdles were getting permiting. Permitting is a huge thing, which
It doesn't make any sense.
Coming from my
It's a
Ron
field
Swanson
with a
sensibilities
screen and buildings, you would think it'd be so easy to get
one would
permitting.
think so.
Yeah.
My Ron
years.
Swanson sensibilities really got brushed the wrong way with that. You buy 40 acres in the middle of the country, and you have to play Mother May I with what you can do on your property.
Right.
But that was a big hurdle. Financing and getting someone to understand what a drive-in theater is. We went from, and I'm a little salty still because we went, in March of 2020, we went from being the biggest morons in the world for wanting to do this, and you're crazy, why would you ever bother, to, wow, you guys are geniuses. Did you just come up with this? When will you be open this year? We'd like to book a corporate event. Especially,
So
especially
COVID kind of helped your situation out a little bit.
It definitely helped with
the perception, sure.
If nothing else, with the awareness of drive-ins and how they work, and everybody's had an experience now with some sort of outdoor screen. I have a little bit of a non-PC way of if your drive-in's inflatable, your date probably is too. That just comes from a guy who put up
what that means, but that sounds awesome.
By the way, that's in their radio commercial. I just want you to know.
That's great.
I don't know if you follow our Facebook page or not. I am a bit of a smartass, and our customers are. I had to groom our customers so that they know what to expect. I don't want them to be culture shocked when they come out.
Exactly right. That's right. They're going
funny.
to get exactly what they're expecting.
Right.
They'll see it right now.
What you see is what you get.
Was there ever a time during this journey where you just went, you know what, this is too big of a hurdle. We're gonna maybe have to. Did that ever happen?
Well, so originally we had gone after a property in Gretna, and we had kind of a deal on the land. We were really excited. We went to a planning board meeting where the public can speak, and really people came out with pitchforks and
Oh, great. The dragons showed up.
It was
literally Gretna dragons.
Yeah, it was 3 hours of being told that we were stupid, that we were. I've heard that I was a bad parent.
Oh my
What?
Because I would let my kids stay up that late to watch a movie.
Are you serious?
They understand the whole thing? I mean, the neat part about a drive-in theater is you can take your kids to the drive-in and their friends,
Yes.
right? And it's like a little mini party,
Right.
with not having to get close to anybody else.
Wow.
And just, I mean, it's like, were these people that had never been to a drive-in?
A lot of them.
Yeah.
And what people will have time in their lives to in the evening to go and just rip somebody apart because of an idea they want.
don't have
On
Twitter.
a Wednesday night in Gretna, there's nothing else to do because they don't have a drive-in.
They don't
So
And they never will.
they never will. Yeah. I got a
my
list of.
God.
No, I'm
Oh,
just
yeah, I
kidding.
bet you do.
Oh my God. I just can't even imagine trying to come up with a reason why not. But I've seen that happen in other places where people were trying to there was a guy that we knew that was trying to put together an amphitheater in a location. I'm not going to go down that road. And they got beat down. They got beat down. They didn't put it. And it's like, you've got to be, there's
People fear change.
Yeah.
They want things the way they got it, and now you're changing, you're rocking our world. They don't see the advantage.
and they don't
of-
even have to go see it. They don't even have
Right.
to go there.
Yeah.
And then it's like it's all the audio's in the vehicle. Like it's not like it's like a theater,
we
like
don't
a
have-
concert
yeah.
till 11:30 at night where it's like you get to hear
Yeah.
George Clooney, whatever,
Like
you
an
know?
amphitheater.
like an amphitheater. Like it's no reason.
There's nobody
So
else.
how did the
Oh my
land
God.
come about then that you're at now? How did this all happen in
Well,
By Valley?
So, and I think in the end, the thing with Gretna, like that was meant to be, because that probably wasn't really the ideal property.
And
for
all my
us.
dragon friends, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to pile on.
So the current property we have, I was going that way into Omaha. We live in Fremont, and I just saw an auction sign.
Wow.
And I just was like, Jeff, let's try it. Let's call on this. It's on a highway. That's a really good location. So we called the county, and right at first he was like, no, you can't build on that. It's in a floodplain. But kind of he had some misinformation. He wasn't quite looking at the right spot I was talking about. And so we realized that, no, it is not in a floodplain. You could build on it. They were open to entertaining the idea, and we went to the auction and won.
Ta-da!
Yay.
And how long ago was that?
God.
That was in the spring of 17.
The spring of
We bought-
1970 or
1917.
Wow, that has been a long time.
You guys,
And then back to 4.
you guys look fantastic.
And then in 34.
Oh my God.
We
You know,
paid for it
like-
with silver certificates.
Yeah,
Pat.
exactly.
Can you guys like on a night that whatever, say you want to close it the night of the Super Bowl? Could you just get the whole family out there and put the Super Bowl on the screen and watch and have a big or something like
Something.
The Bachelorette?
It depends on the licensing for the broadcast.
Bachelorette.
Whatever.
Where the hell did that come from?
My heart. Back up, Jack.
No judgments. No judgments.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God.
Right?
You could, yes.
You wonder sometimes about the word salad that's in his head. And
Oh,
then something just falls out.
You have no idea what the colander's catch
I
is.
just, I want you to know that CVS has testosterone on sale if you'd like to swing by and pick some up. Anyway.
Oh, jeez. I've forgotten the question.
Special events.
Special
Yes.
events.
Special events.
Special events.
We do have the opportunity to host special like rental events on like Wednesdays and Sundays. We have space available for
Nice.
corporate events and things. We also have the ability to cordon off spaces during a regular Saturday or Friday or Saturday night show if it's not a big party. We'll hold 540 cars.
Wow.
So
Jeez.
if you rent the venue, it's advantageous to be able to fill it up. If you only have 30 or 40 cars, say in your car club, we can mark off a spot so that you don't all have to arrive together. You can pay ahead of time for those spaces.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
We've tried to do things and having a burn time this long in preparation, we got a lot of press when we first got our county approval. So, and that was in 17 as well. So we've had a lot of time to take and field people's interests and questions and try to formulate things to fit those.
That's so cool though, just to imagine just like having that area where they're doing their own thing, the movie's playing, everybody can hear it in their car. So it's not bothering them that they're over there talking or doing whatever
everybody
they're
can
doing.
enjoy it at whatever level they want.
Do you have a playground in front of the screen?
We do not.
Okay.
Playgrounds were just like swimming pools and anything else that people put into their own homes last year. So sheds, swimming pools, and swing sets and play sets were pretty much non-existent last fall.
That's
some
really
of the things
true.
are coming back into stock now. So we don't have our play set set up, but we do have actually 2 areas, and they flank the snack bar. Because you can't smell popcorn from the screen,
Right.
So, and it's a little
Brilliant.
more.
That
It's
is
an
brilliant.
easier place to have your kids congregate and know where to find them. They're
It's kinda
close
funny.
to somebody that can call or page if you need
Yeah.
to. Again, we've got 2 little ones. We've got a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. So, thinking in terms of where we'd want them to be at
Right.
the drive.
Yeah, that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
seriously, you think about going to the drive-in as a kid, and and you didn't care what the movie was, and you'd go running down there, and there was all these strange children that were down there. Everybody's playing, and I imagine the parents at that point, it was like, well, everybody can see their kids until it gets dark.
Sure.
Then you just see outlines, of,
Right.
and it's like, but they let us stay down there.
Mm-hmm.
It was,
Yeah.
a lot of them close
Yeah.
close the playground when the movie starts. It's sort of like the opposite of small town America.
Yeah,
Come home when the street lights come on. Come home when the movie comes on. Come back to the car.
yeah.
So let's talk about
Yeah.
the movie selections you're having this week, because for the grand opening week, when it opens this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Dates are
Uh,
the dates are, just in case they're listening, after the 13th of May.
so that would be the 13th, 14th, and 15th, I believe. Isn't
There
that
you go,
correct?
of May.
Yes, May 13th to the 15th, grand opening weekend. So let's talk about the selection, the 2 wonderful classic films, and I know this is like your favorite. So let's talk about these movies and why you picked them.
Well, we're running American Graffiti and Grease as a double feature for all 3 nights, which is a little bit of a departure from what our regular weekly schedule will be. But I'll get to that later.
Okay.
So American Graffiti was the first movie that we owned on VHS. So my dad bought a VHS
cool.
player from Mrs. B.
Yes.
I remember going to Nebraska Furniture Mart, and you could actually buy things directly from her in her power chair. She was on the floor as a salesperson. So Rose Blumkin sold us a VHS player, and back then the clamshell VHS tapes were expensive, $50 or $60, $70 sometimes for one tape.
Yeah.
Because they were also selling them into the rental market. And so we bought one movie, and it was American Graffiti. So that's sort of become a tradition in our house. Of that is the first full feature-length movie that you run through any piece of new AV equipment, and this is no different. So
That's very cool. I
like
love the
that
stories behind
tradition.
every aspect of your business. That's
we're
really cool.
tradition.
we're weird and we embrace it.
That's great
So-
though. That's really cool.
And then the second big feature.
is Grease, and we're screening that because it is. I mean, that's been a perennial favorite. My daughter and I wore Jenny out with that movie. She still, if she hears the opening sequence over the credits with the beach scene and that, she'll stomp it. Nope, I'm out. Shut it off. So
That's awesome.
Oh my
let's
God.
try to keep her busy late
There you
those
go.
nights. But, yeah.
That
That's-
is. I think this weekend for all the showings, especially when Grease comes on, when John Travolta starts to sing "Stranded at the Drive-In," everybody should start clapping and honking their
Right?
horns.
Totally.
I think we need to do that. Announce to the crowd this is what we're going to do. Here.
Oh my God,
Audience
yeah.
participation.
Yeah, what is up? Oh, I can't say the name of the movie. The movie that everybody goes to at
Rocky Horror.
Yes, Rocky Horror.
Oh, yes.
Kind of Rocky Horror-esque. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what it would be.
We've got
So,
a date on the calendar for Rocky.
That's
this
awesome. That's
Horror this
fantastic.
So like a
Okay.
normal week, what
And-
movies are you guys going to show? Like first run movies?
First run movies on the weekends. We have a Throwback Thursday feature that we do a single movie on Thursday night with carload pricing because everybody wants that return to, well, are you going to do carload pricing? Because I want to stuff my kids in the trunk kind of a deal. Literally have had we had somebody
fun.
ask at the auto show.
Yeah.
I'm going to stuff my kids
I
in
want
the
to,
trunk.
here's what we want
What
to
a
do. I want to come,
time.
we're going to stuff
What
my
a-
kids in the trunk. We'll pay for them real quietly. But I want you to discover
want
them
the-
in the trunk.
I want you to
So they
And I'm
they
like,
can experience
You want
getting
me to
busted.
terrorize your children?
Yes.
I'm in. I mean, totally. I'm in.
Oh, they
You should add that to your menu.
That
Yeah.
could be a
And that could
be
just
a
be
thing.
a
For
feature for
a
an
dollar
added
more. I'll
price.
discover your stowaways.
Yep.
And I remember, you know, stuffing our kids in the trunk even when there weren't drive-ins. I mean, we just put them there.
The quietest road trip to Denver ever, wasn't it?
2 weeks later, have you seen the kids?
These late model cars have some amazing sound deadening in them too. I love it.
It's amazing. I think that's a great feature to throw in there. Then let's talk about too, because I'm just reading this off the flyer, which I think is brilliant because I love seeing the popcorn, hot dog, and the pop dancing across the screen. Brings back
Let's
memories.
all go to the lobby.
Right? Okay, so you've got the regular concession stand, and it's going to have all the standard treats, the standard stuff that people are looking for.
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah. Burgers and dogs and foot-long hot dogs. You know, stuff, candy and snacks for the kids.
And an arcade.
Arcade, yep. I've
Retro.
got some retro
Retro
machines,
arcade.
pinball machine in there, claw machines. Our children have made very sure that everything works. I actually even had to use the ATM machine and the change machine to continue feeding quarters to those
Continue
guys,
testing?
so that they could complete their testing sessions.
Oh my
so,
God,
Come
that's
out
great.
before the claw machine is empty because they've got it. They're getting pretty good at
Oh
it.
my gosh,
Get the rhythm.
that is awesome. That is
love
awesome.
this.
So give us the website so that people can go on and check it out and buy tickets too,
Yeah, you
because
can-
you're selling tickets.
We're selling tickets through our website. There's a ticketing tab at the top that takes you direct to the shows that we have listed. Right now, we just have the weekend of the 13th through the 15th because I think we may need to make some adjustments to how things are handled. Nobody writes software for drive-ins, so
Right.
they don't. I have car spaces, not seats in my theater, so I have 540 car spaces to sell. So it's a little awkward. But our website's quasardrivein.com or omahadrivein.com. They both will take you where you need to go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So again, it's 13427 North 300th
That's correct.
Street. If you want to look it up yourself, but go to the website and you can probably find all of this information and so much more. This is going to be a ton of fun every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
Yeah. And then our shows that I have booked for the week after opening, we go to that normal cadence of a Throwback Thursday with your double feature, our first run. And we curate. We're both huge movie fans, so we've kind of wanted to package things together that go together. So our Throwback Thursday that week is Karate Kid. And then our double feature for the weekend is Godzilla vs. Kong with Mortal Kombat as the second.
Oh, yes.
Kind of a very combative
And they're having a
second
pretty
week.
good weekend with Mortal Kombat this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting. Very good. God, this is great.
This is very cool.
I know. Okay, how do you do the pricing then, too? Just curious, because you were talking about the carload pricing.
So
but-
the Thursday night, the Throwback Thursday is a $20 carload. Our regular pricing for Friday and Saturday night is a $10 adult ticket, $5 kids.
Wow.
Kids are 3 through 12. So
Wow.
kids under 3 are free.
Big difference from
So
walking in,
exciting.
right?
Two
And then be
movies
able
for
to
that
hang
price.
out with the family. Everybody's together.
See, that's just it.
Or
It's
your
bringing the
friends,
family
or-
together again. That's what I miss about the drive-in. Because when we were going to drive-ins, our kids, my wife
Yeah.
and I, were Jeff and Jen's ages.
Right.
And my daughter is so excited. She's coming with me this week. She's so excited.
You gonna put her in the trunk? Or
I don't
not?
know. I might. But she remembers, she distinctly remembers in our Volkswagen Bug convertible with our dog Deanie, who's been gone a long time, seeing Men in Black 2 at the Council Bluffs Drive-In. She was only 6 years old, and that memory is like embedded in her
Yeah,
head.
yeah. I have
So
one of my.
she's so
yeah.
excited to come to the Quasar. It's not even.
I can't remember the name of the theater. What was the theater? It was right on the interstate. We've talked about this before. It was right on the interstate when you came around the curve from Ashland, right? And you go back past 370, and then you curve around right after
Drive-in?
Giles, and it was up on the left-hand side, and you could see the screen from the interstate.
Was it the Q
Drive-in.
Twin
Might
East
have
and
been
West?
Might have been
that
that
might
what
have
it
been the
was.
Q-Twin.
Probably
Yeah.
120th and Q. The
Yeah.
Q Twin East and West were around back then.
That would have been it. That would
was
have been what
probably
it was.
it.
Yeah, that's.
And
what
then
it
we
was.
had like
Yeah.
Jeff mentioned earlier, the Skyview Drive-In. Was that the first one you went to?
That was my first drive-in. Yeah,
That was on 72nd Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we had the 76th and West Dodge Drive-In,
And they had-
84th and Center Drive-In,
and you had the Golden Spike.
and the
And the
Golden
Golden
Spike
Spike.
Drive-In.
How many drive-ins are in the region?
In this area, we have one up in Neely. The TK Starlight is still open, and they opened one out in Alliance. Was that last season or this season?
Yep,
they
that was,
opened
but that was an older one that they reopened, I believe. And then the Scotts Bluff has a drive-in too that they built. That's a smaller screen, but still.
It's just not a
See,
ton.
when you talk regional, you have to go to Western Nebraska,
Right.
basically,
Yeah,
or the
Western
top
Nebraska or Kansas
north-
City.
Kansas City.
That's
Kansas City.
crazy. That's great.
Fantastic. Good for you guys. That's great.
So excited again. The website, mention one more time if you would.
Yeah, quasardrivein.com. QUASAR drivein.com. No spaces or hyphens or anything like that.
Well, I'm so excited, and thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys
for
for coming
doing
in.
this, and thank you,
Yeah.
and Pat and JT,
Yeah, you
thank
bet.
you guys.
This is awesome.
Jenny
Remembered our
is
names.
a very, very big fan from way back.
Oh,
thanks,
thank
Jenny.
you.
She was.
Thank you.
That's
appreciate it
awesome.
very
we
much.
do appreciate that. And Sibs, thanks for bringing your friends in.
Absolutely.
She hasn't smiled this big for months.
Jenny, you got to readjust your goals.
I know, right? Raise the bar.
Raise the bar.
Honestly, you guys. But you took a little priority over even the governor that I'm going to meet tomorrow.
Oh.
Sorry, but for me,
Love that.
for me,
All right.
I mean,
You get that recorded?
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
We can use that in our next promo.
We're not worthy, Pat and
I'm
JT.
gonna play that for my wife tonight. So I'm like, check this out, babe.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
in. We
Thanks,
appreciate
you
it.
guys. We'll see you at the drive-in.
Yes.
That's right. Thanks, Pat.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.